Welcome back to the anime review. We're at Anime 100. Yay! Woo! Confetti! Yay! Okay, so here's the thing: Sleeping Princess in the Demon Castle. This anime is fucking hilarious. You might be wondering, the princess is in the cell. She's in the cell. She's sleeping. No, she's not. She's trying to sleep, but the pillows and the sheets are all bad. So you know what she decides to do? She decides to get out of the cell whenever the hell she wants to because the freaking demons that have the fucking keys are suckers. Pretty much they're teddy bears. And she combs their hair so that she can get the hair to make a new pillow. Which I think is fucking hilarious. She actually keeps one as a pet. Um, every episode is what she tries to make her sleeping thing better by like this, that, and the other thing, like trying to make like something to keep the bugs out and stuff like that. Because she's in a cell. She's not. She's a hostage, pretty much. But you don't really think that she's a hostage because she can roam around the fucking castle like it's nothing, and no one gives a fuck about it. The demons don't give a fuck about it. They're too incompetent. The heroes don't give a damn. They do fight sometimes, but they don't really do that much, and that's what the main issue is. I love it. My favorite episode is when I'm sorry, I have to laugh because my favorite episode is when she decides it's in the summer and the ice there's a demon that's an ice cube, okay? And the ice cube is on strike every summer because he doesn't like the heat, which is perfectly fine. So she goes tries to go to where he lives because he lives in a winter wonderland. It snows there every time. She goes in there, but she's not dressed in winter clothes. So she decides to she decides to decapitate a demon that's made out of fucking tires, and then she walks with him. She's inside of him. So she decapitates the guy, the demon that is made out of tires, and she puts herself in there and puts the head back on. No thing anyway. The thing that made me laugh the most is the fact that when she gets into the cold air, the tires get like fucking frozen, and they think that she's the ice block. So she demands to make an igloo for the fucking her cell so that way she can keep warm and stuff and this, that, and the other thing. And then the real ice guy comes along and she decides to say, hold right there, and then she just kicks the crap out of him. I'm like, what the fuck? Because he was supposed to be charging them to do stuff. So she decides to kick the shit out of him and make since he's made out of ice cubes, she decides to put the ice cubes in front of the people, and she decides to make the igloo out of this. That's the guy you just kicked the shit out of, and you want him to be an igloo? What the fuck is wrong with this lady? It's not the first time. The first thing that she does is fucking like. There's a monster that's flung around that looks like a sheet. She decides to use a big giant pair of scissors just to cut him down, and just use it to make a pillow, and also make a bunch of other stuff like making sure that the bugs don't come into her cell. She is the You think that the demons are like more lenient? They are the most lenient demons I've ever fucking seen. She's more of a fucking demon than the fucking demons themselves. She fucking like rips the guy's hair out most of the time. She kicks the shit out of everyone. And she also, and the only reason why she has a big pair of scissors is because one of the people that brings her food every day to her cell, his arm is full of scissors and he accidentally drops them, so she decides to keep one to like scavenge for materials so she can be going better sleeping, because the whole plot of it is that she wants to be sleeping most of the time, That's my main thing about this anime. Is the fact that the demons don't give a fuck. They try to be more severe, but when they try to be more severe, she takes that into her advantage at some extent. She doesn't. They can't because she's a cute. She's an adorable little fucking princess, and it's fucking hilarious. The main thing I like about this anime, though, however, is one thing and one thing only. Is the fact that the demons are too nice to her because of the fact that the heroes went to fight off against the guy who has flames. You know, the flame guy, whatever the hell his name is. And the thing is the fact that he has a bag of tricks. Problem is, though, that the bag that he has to help him fend off the heroes. Uh, the Demon King's servant, and the lady who has green hair, I forget what her name is. They decide to change everything that's in his sack with something completely different, which is I think is fucking hilarious, because they wanted to make sure that she read something different and make sure that the princess was nice and comfortable where she is. Which, by the way, if you're a prisoner, that is never the case. Because if you're a prisoner in anime, you're pretty much being beaten, in a dungeon, being this, that, and the other thing. She is literally being comforted by demons who want to have a better life, which I think is fucking hilarious. I'm giving this anime a 10 out of 10 right from the start. Now, there's only two things I did not like about it. And that's the episode where she went out to the human world, because of the fact that it was more like surreal and I didn't really like it that much. But that's the only episode that my brain shut off. I didn't care about the worlds, although I did like the fireworks at the end of the anime. The second thing I did not like is the soundtrack. The soundtrack is not very good compared to Heavy Object, No Game No Life, a bunch of other soundtracks. This anime is probably on the low tier of anime soundtracks that I've heard. I just didn't like. I just didn't think that any of them were catchy. It's music. It fits the theme, but it wasn't for me. But other than that, though, everything else of this anime was fucking phenomenal. I love the comedy. I love how the characters don't take the fucking princess being fucking hot so seriously, and the fact that the queen, the princess's mother, doesn't really give a fuck that she's gone. Which baffles the fuck out of me, because the last episode, I know I'm spoiling it for everyone, but if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. But before you watch this video, but at the last episode, the princess, the demon king, and the demon king's servant with the horns, I forget what his name, but he's probably the nicest people because he's the one who makes sure that the princess is still alive. By the way, before I go on to this thing, before I go into the last episode, none of the characters die. They do die in the anime, but the problem is, though, is the fact that death has no consequences in this world. Like, for example, if you fall in the pit of lava like the princess did, she dies, and then she comes back in the cathedral of the demon cathedral, and then she wakes up in a coffin. Funny thing that you should mention that is that she makes the coffin, she seal tights the coffin so that way she can sleep better, which I think is fucking hilarious. But she just wants to sleep, and she tries to do everything that she can try to do to make her feel better sleeping. Okay. Now then, with that being said, the last episode they try to get the Demon King and his buddy and herself, plus also a succubus, which you already know. The succubus also looks like the princess. They decide to go to the princess's house so she can get her underwear because she wants to get underwear. Excuse me, my apologies. So the funny thing is the fact that when they get into she almost gets caught by her mother. Her mother sees a succubus and she thinks it's her daughter. Her daughter helps the succubus out, while the demon king and his buddy fends off the soldiers, and she gives out a really nice speech. Okay, After that, she puts on a fucking mask and tells her that she's kidnapping the princess, even though the princess is the succubus. And then they just they ride off on magical carpet, so to speak. And the thing that pisses me off is the fact that there are two comments that the mother says. She says that, I'm seeing that you're having a good time. Hope to see you soon. And also the fact that she thinks that the Demon King's cute. Those are the two things that caught my eye when she said that. And I thought was pretty fucking funny. But it also was really fucking confusing because your daughter is kidnapped. Shouldn't you be more worried that she's been kidnapped? Well, then again, if she's more lightheaded and Demon King allowed her to come back to the house to get her freaking underwear, I don't fucking know what the fuck this anime is. It's comedy gold at its finest, to be honest with you. It's funny. It will make you laugh. And it's also not in English dub, so it's sub. There's no English right now. There might be in the future because this anime, to my opinion, will get popular at some point. I think it was fucking funny. I was laughing the whole entire fucking time, especially when some parts, like for example, she gets kidnapped by the Demon King's brother because he wants the title of Demon King. And she's in a cell which is a lot worse than the cell that she was in before. And the funny thing is, the best thing about this is the fact that the Demon King's brother has three minions with him, and they're supposed to protect the door. Problem is though, is the fact that she hid something with her where she just blows up the door and she says that, fuck you, I'm using your fucking fur to make a better fucking pillow, bitches. And so she goes from that crappy thing and then all of a sudden she just flies back. I don't fucking know what the fuck I'm watching here. It just makes no fucking sense. But I loved it. I thought it was fucking comical. It gets a 10 out of 10 for me. The only two animes that I would consider watching over this, if I had to watch it again, is Heavy Object and the anime that's at number 1 at the moment, which I don't know what it is because it's in Japanese. So I loved it. It's really fucking good. You should definitely watch it. It's really fucking good. I give it a 10 out of 10. And that's a really send off for a review of 100. So next up will be anime review 101. So I hope you guys have a nice positive day. Take care and stay fucking positive, bitches. I should put that on a shirt. Stay positive, everyone. Always keep smiling no matter what happens. That's what my final flaws of those things are. Woohoo.